what's up, everybody? Welcome. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. My name is John, aka Jigs. I'm on the mic. You know what I'm saying? I want to welcome y'all to Mancav Mondays. That's MANCAV Mondays. That's right, Mancav Mondays. Oh, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what I'm saying? We're here. We're gonna talk about men. We're gonna talk about all types of men and situations. So we really appreciate y'all for tuning in. And in a minute, we're gonna get ready to come right back. We're gonna get with y'all. Y'all, welcome back to Mancav Mondays, man. We about to get into this topic. We about to make this thing hot, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all out there, man, on Facebook, man, for tuning in to us and all the different outlets for social media for hooking it in. Appreciate all the support, man. We getting so many fans that's coming in, clicking in for Mancav's Mondays. Also, we want to let y'all know that we got some callers that's going to be calling in, so that's going to be good too, man. We got people tuning in, so I'm excited, man. It's so much support we got for Mancav Mondays, man. Trying to get men back on track, man. So we're going to just jump right into it, man. We're going to get right into it, talking about baby mamas, talking about exes, man. So, and basically what we really talking about is your experience that you have with an ex, whether you have children or whether you don't have kids, you know, things that have happened in that relationship and things that you can do as a man to understand it, you know, to be able to learn from your mistakes, you know, because some stuff that we go through, you know, in those situations, we can learn from that, and we can do better, make better choices, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying, James? So, yeah. I mean, what do you think about that?
Baby mamas. That's a topic, man. That's a topic. Baby, coming from my age group, baby mamas is something that's I want to say it's kind of new. We got cut.
That's all right. No, I got you for that. No, we all right. So you say it's kind of new. Like, I mean, like,
it's hard to speak on that because that can go real deep. You know, because
let it go real deep.
Because you got a lot of people want to experience relationship and love, but they don't want to be committed.
Okay.
And so you doing it wrong. And so when you're doing it wrong, then now you out here you giving away wife material standards to somebody that you're not planning on
spend the rest of your life with.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
I
mean,
I agree with it.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you know, you know anybody experience that where like they deal with something like that?
As far as I see, I mean, each other not realizing what they get themselves into in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, woman might go on with a particular motive to do to tell you, hey, I'm this way, you know? And the woman thinks she'll change a man until it doesn't go her way. And then, say they do have a kid, now she's just trying to make the rest of her life miserable. That's what I've seen personally.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't have any kids, so
wow.
That's it.
I mean, you know, well, I guess I'm kind of James. You got kids though, but I mean, we both have children, man. So, yeah. And you know, and I'm in that type of situation where, you know, especially being the host, you know what I'm saying, you have to just speak for a lot of men out there because of everything that I've been through. So, you know, and just having to experience it, man, and dealing with being with a woman and not being married to her, putting yourself in a situation, because sometimes you do, it's consequences behind it. And then, like you said, and you know, you split up with her, and the woman could be bitter about the situation.
Yeah.
You know, but we're gonna get back into that because that's really getting me. So just get a little bit deep so we can really touch it. We'll be taking some calls here in just a minute. So, hey, Mancav Mondays, we're gonna get back with y'all. Be back in a second. Peace. just want to appreciate y'all out there in the audience, man, for tuning in to us. We really appreciate y'all because without y'all, we couldn't make that thing happen. And also just want to let y'all know real quick, hey, we want y'all to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to go to Mancav Mondays. That's MANCAV space MONDAYS. For y'all that didn't hear that, that's MANCAV with a space and then MONDAYS. So make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe to Mancav Mondays, man. Make sure you tune into the episode we had last week talking about rest men and restoration. So every week we're going to be talking on some different things. We're going to have a lot of guests locally and that's going to be tuning in through the internet. So, man, this thing is going to be big to help me and get back on track. But now we're going to get into our first topic. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into what we really talking about here. We're going to talk about, when it comes to children, in reference to separation from kids. You know, now I know, Aunt, you have children? And you don't have, you said, oh no?
I want to play.
Hey, y'all heard what Aunt said? Aunt said, oh no, because he don't even go through. You know what, it's kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? A lot of men, some men say that, dude, because I'm going to tell you something. I heard a lawyer mention this one time when he talked about men when it comes to children. He said one way to keep yourself from going through having them hard issues with a baby mama or a mother of your children is to choose your women wisely. So that's the only way. Not catching up on child support, getting a lawyer so you can fight so that you can get custody of your kids, from a bitter woman. But just period. Making the simple way to rid all of that is making choices, because that's the only way it's going to keep you from having to deal with it. Choosing who you decide to have children with, even if it's planned. And men, I'm just saying, from the jump, if you see them green lights or red lights from the jump in that relationship, just hot women with tempers, flaring, jumping off like that. Think about being careful, man, who you want to have your kids with, because think about that woman being the type of woman that's off the chain like that and just high-tempered and hot and bitter in any type of situation will let you know how it will be when you have kids with that woman. You know what I'm saying, James? So, James, you can relate to that, right?
Yeah, I have some exes out there, some exes and some baby mama out there.
What happened, James? What happened?
But when you think about it, I don't want to speak on them because now today we mature and we've grown.
Some people ain't mature and grown though, James. Some people can be,
Because when we was younger, we was kind of ignorant, but we mature now, and so you don't bring up old stuff in that type of relationship. But for those that are new, yeah, I would definitely agree. Pick them wisely. I can't stress that as much. I can't stress that too much,
man.
Because one thing I know is though, because you're thinking about your kids. When I was growing up, my father wasn't there, and my thing was to be there for my kids. No matter what. I feel you. And that was the most resistance throughout my life, was trying to be there for the kids and to have them separating. All kind of drama just to overcome that generational curse. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And to me, it's almost like people, like women are helping to continue the curse. Because I'm gonna be straight up with you. You know what I'm saying? I have a son right now, my oldest son, and I was with his mom for probably about 4 or 5 years. And because I did not get married to her, we had our relationship issues. But because I did not marry her, she chose when I had this son that she was going to get back at me by allowing me to be in her house. Like, I didn't do anything to her or anything like that. But she chose because I moved on with my life and we did have a child that she was going to make me suffer by not allowing that son in my life. And then 10 years later down the line, here she is ringing my phone off the hook talking about, you need to come get your son. I'm like, what you mean I need to come get my son?
One, you shouldn't use your kid as backlash for a relationship.
And so now she in a situation to where he done went ballistic on her because women think that they can just do it on their own, not knowing that they need a man to help raise some kids. And now he clowning with her, acting a fool, and only her first thing to call me is, hey, let me get back with you. Can you come get your son?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I mean, and I know you can't.
Yeah.
You don't have no kids, but don't you have friends? And
Yeah, I do. I mean, like, for the most part, what I see, from a general perspective, women are controlling the narrative these days. They telling men how to be men these days. You know what I'm saying? And when you come into that situation, most men are getting with women who are not submissive. That's what we actually look for. You know what I mean? When they spend time with that person, they start to see stuff that they don't like. You know what I'm saying? And then right there, that causes growth. Because most of the time when we get with somebody that we don't click with in the end, it's a maturity problem.
Right. Yeah.
And once we start to mature, women have a problem with that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You change. But, when women have a certain perspective when they go into a relationship, they have perspective of who you are. And they don't have nothing to do with who you are as a man or what you're becoming as a man. Because like I said, I'm almost 30, I'm 28, and I'm starting to become the man I need to be now. And if I was with the same chick I was, a couple of years ago, to her I was changing. You know what I mean? And I was becoming a different person. I was heading in a certain direction. We grew apart. You know what I'm saying? She gave me an ultimatum, and I took the ultimatum. She was like, if you do this, and that, I'm going to leave you. I was like, well, if I do this, and that, that's better for me, so I'm going to go ahead and go. You know what I mean? Exactly. So, like I said, when it comes to those situations, you got to realize what you're in it for in the first place. And then what you want in that person, has that ever been there? You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, I'm going to tell you another thing.
Has that ever been there what you see that person?
Women really are about ultimatums.
Yeah.
I've been there where a woman told me, you know what I'm saying, like I tell guys all the time, if you're going to be with a woman in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, especially if the children are involved, make sure that you're on equal balance ground. Make sure that if you're going to live together, you better make sure your name is on it, on the lease, mortgage, whatever that is, make sure your name is on it. Or I say don't do it at all. Because, you know what I'm saying, I'm not saying I'm 100% spiritual, but don't do it at all. But I'm going to tell y'all, because consequences. But we'll get into that more. But like I said, hey, we getting ready to get back with y'all, man. We're going to be taking some phone calls here. So, hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to Man Cave Mondays, man. I know it's getting juicy. Ladies, I know that y'all probably shaking right now. But, hey, we'll get an opportunity because this is a series part 2 on this. It's coming on next episode, so I'm just kind of throwing it out there for our next episode, ladies. Y'all chance to have y'all part to say so about that. But let's talk about guilt and ownership. You know what I'm saying? So, we all have to be honest, like as men. You know what I'm saying? Because we get out there and there's so many women out there. We have a lot of choices that we choose from. But at the same time, I would say, even though we're trying to say that, we got these mothers that are bitter from things or trying to keep kids from their dads or fathers or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But men, we have to own up, to what we have done to in the relationship, that was wrong. Like in my situation, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I can honestly say I wasn't, at some period of time, I was not faithful. And I did. I mean, you know what I'm saying? As people might say, well, hey, is that the reason why, stuff happened and why, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. Women, they will, it's in a situation to, where something causes for a woman to behave like that. You know what I'm saying, Johnny? Like, so just the whole part of owning up to what is it that you did wrong, but it still does not make it right. You know what I'm saying? Even if, you're guilty of something in that relationship that you did. If it's not something violent to an extent, that I don't thought you definitely don't put kids involved in it where you're using kids to get back at them because of that. But when you're guilty as a man of something, you own up to it. And if they still not able to deal with it at the same time, then you do what you know what I'm saying? You kind of, you're in a tough situation. What you think about that, Jay?
I think Ant said something close to that earlier. A lot of times we as men are trying to fill the shoes of a father. So if that woman had her father figure in the house, she's going to have some high expectation of what a man's supposed to be like and what that role's supposed to be. And so we do have some times we fall short because, like he was saying earlier, men ain't men. These some weak men out here. You got to be honest, It's some solid brothers out here. So they're not meeting up to those standards, and you can't get mad.
I can totally take accountability on that.
Yeah.
For one of my situations that You know, it started off as like a work swing, you know what I mean? And then, I was like a real nice guy. I got walked on by a lot of women. So when I started becoming more selfish, I started actually working on myself more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I do take accountability for certain things I've done, talking to women that I shouldn't have talked to. I can totally take accountability for that. But as far as like me growing and maturing, as far as character development, she always complained about how I didn't make enough. Then I started making enough and I started working more, then that was a problem.
Yeah, you got it,
right? And then like I said, I realized that most women live in they want that fairy tale when life is just about trade-offs. Life is about trade-offs, respecting trade-offs. Mm-hmm. Like for us to even talk to women, we're men, we think about sex first. We have to get past sex before we think about putting in a relationship. And women trade sex for attention. You know what I'm saying? And once they get past that, that's what you know what you're into. And if you're still thinking like this person ain't the one for me, you should take that accountability and let her know what it is from the jump.
Right, and that's really important because
that's real important.
You gotta realize that you're in a position to compromise in a
exactly.
relationship.
Right.
If you don't know yourself, if you don't know who you are, you don't know what you can compromise.
Right.
You don't know
what you and I feel you on that because like when you talk about you don't know yourself, then that's how we kind of tied into like was this relationship even ordained by God? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like a lot of us men, we put ourselves into situations because first thing we want to do is we let women, like you said earlier about sometimes you got weak dudes. You let a woman talk you into moving in with her. Now you ain't should be moving in with this woman. But you ain't married to her.
Some of those women's some of the instincts come from their mom, single mom household. They teach their women, they teach their daughters to be strong, independent, and tough, right?
Right.
And that carries into a relationship. So now that woman goes into that relationship being masculine, and then that naturally turns men off. Right. That masculine energy turns men off. And then you find us breaking up, and then you telling all your homegirls that he wasn't man enough to handle me. But no, you was too man for that man, it seems like. You know what I mean?
But wasn't willing to compromise.
Yeah,
willing to compromise. Even in that mess, how you say that word?
Masculinity.
Yeah. Even in that, you still have to compromise if you want to be in a relationship with somebody. Because you ain't gonna meet somebody that's gonna have all your boxes checked. I know when I raised my daughter, I told her, when you make a list out what your guy's supposed to be, if all the boxes not checked, cut them off. Don't even fool with them. So if all those boxes is not checked, well then you don't have to do that.
Like I said, at the end of the day, really, if the whole thing to me personally is involving, a God in your life. Mentally, spiritually, wherever you at with God, whether it's your God, whether you're a spiritual person, whether you're a person, of advice, just moral values, man, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying it, because I learned a lot of lessons behind that, man. It's that, as a man, created, don't let women create this picture that we can't do anything without them. You know what I'm saying? Because God ordained order in the house. You know what I'm saying? And some women, they don't want to hear that. I got some women to jump in and be like, how we know that God was a woman or wasn't a woman or a man? I'm like, come on. We reading the same Bible and word and concepts and everything, man. We got to get women to understand who we are in God. And I ain't trying to offend no woman, but I will say that, God pulled you from that rib of ours. So think about it where you at, men. If God put you into a deep sleep after everything he created and pulled a woman from you thousands of years later, just a piece of you created a woman. How much bigger are you as a man than who you are? If you catching where I'm trying to go with it. He took a piece of man, just a piece of the rib, and created this beautiful woman. So look how much was left of man. Where you can be men. Men, you can be on top of it. You can make it happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we getting ready to get into some calls, man. People calls. I'm trying to hold these calls off. We getting ready to make some calls, so we're going to get back with y'all, man. We getting ready to take some calls, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to Man Cave Mondays, man. It's getting really juicy, y'all. So we're going to be right back, y'all. We're going to take some calls in a minute, all right? We got a caller, y'all. We've been holding them off, but we got a caller come in. Hey, what's up with you, homeboy? We got a caller on the line right now. It's the homeboy T. Hey, let us know what's up, man. Hey, we talking about baby mamas and exes, man. How you feel about it? That situation with the baby mamas and exes?
Fuck them all. They're exes, baby mama for a damn reason. You know what I'm talking about? This is what it is.
Wow. I mean, cause we have been talking about how, situations going on with baby mamas, how they be trying to, keep the kids from the daddy and being bitter and then just completely trying to get total control of a man, and I know you've been listening to how you feel, what you think about that, how you feel personally about it.
Man, personally how I feel about it, it's just the women, the ex, the baby mamas, man, they just want to have all control over it. They want to have all control over their exes. So they using, what they doing is they using the kids to keep control because they don't want their control of that, of that man, that they was with. So they gonna try to use their kids. Okay, they gonna use a situation like, you know what? You gonna come to your kid. I can take care of my kid without doing just to that. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Pay their ass to take care of my kid. Now, when you don't use the kid to keep me, to keep me from coming over there to see you, then fuck you too. I don't need that. No, that's what the baby mamas do, man. They so damn bitter that the man had actually left them because they didn't get a chance to leave the man, but the man had left them.
They didn't go on their terms.
They're so fucking bitter about it, and they don't know how to deal with the situation. Because they don't want the control that they supposedly think they had all the whole time. But man, I don't like that shit, man. They just need to quit and stop using the kids for what they doing and just co-parent. The man don't want you, you don't want the man. There you go.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, hey, I got another one for you like that. What's that next thing, Jan, point right there? I got a point for you. Another subject.
How can you resolve the problem?
How do you think you can resolve the problem, T, man? How do you think you can do that?
The only way you're going to be able to resolve that problem is both parties come together, but the only way that's going to happen is once again, it's because you're going to have to go through the court system because you ain't going to be able to go through it civil. You think that you're going to go, right? Correct?
Right.
But you're not going to be able to go through that without bringing a court into it because she ain't trying to hear you. She's not trying to hear you because she's still bitter that you left her ass. And the women trip me out because they always said, you ain't gonna never find nobody like me. Bitch, I don't want nobody like you. If I wanted somebody like you, I'd still do just to
Oh, man. Hey, hold up. Oh, man. What do you think about that, James? I mean...
Well, I understand what he's saying. It's true, though, because if the woman ain't trying to hear you, she don't realize that a relationship is based on compromise and adjusting, and she ain't willing to do nothing. Nah, you got to go to court.
Before you can even compromise, think about court. Both sides have to be accountable for what happened. If you can't get that woman to be accountable for her actions, now you have to take it to court.
Yeah.
Because like I said, man, we're taught that this is this and this is that. And if we're wrong about something, we're going to confront ourselves about that. That's what men do. But as far as women, they're just going to put the blame and not take accountability, make us seem like we're in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to them not taking accountability, now you got to go to court.
Exactly. And that's my opinion on the only way it's going to get resolved because you can try to talk to her all day, until you try to do in the face. She's not trying to hear what you're trying to say because in her mind, she thinks she always right. She don't see what's wrong with what she done did and how she done did it. Because she feel like she done had the kid, so she everything she do and everything she says is right. No, bitch, you don't go like that.
Wait, hold up, Jay. What you say, Jay? Hold up, T. Hold up. What about that, Jay?
So he say since the baby came out of me, that it's my say so. Period. On period.
Yeah.
Nah. That's not how it should go, man. God. See, that's why it's so important to have God in your relationship, or for the man to have God with him before he even select that woman, because with both parties having a relationship with God, then there should be some room enough to speak as adults and make arrangements. Without that, there's no limits. There's no. It's like free will. There's no. God set limits on you. You just can't do anything. right? Because you living to give your life to God. You living in Christ, Christ's mindset. So there's limitations, but without Christ, there's no limitations. So she can say, she has the right to say, if it come out of me, then it's mine, but it's not right. But there's no limitation on her, so she can do whatever she wants, and same for the man. So therefore, there's no grounds of how to talk right. You know what I'm talking about? How to be respectful of one another. There's no grounds for that. And,
what you think, man? I see what you're saying about that. It can come out of her. It can be heard. But it can't come out of her until we take the seat.
That's right.
So, Jay, so what about the next? I mean, I agree with you on that, T. What else point you got, Jay? Forgiveness. I mean, hey, when it comes, T, this is a big thing right here too, man. Right? Because you right on point with this and this too, and like it's if you forgive somebody like me, it's easy for me to forgive somebody because that's just in my heart because I can't see myself being mad at nobody, even though it might be something like that. It's just me as a person. I'm assuming like you gotta have some type of God sense within you to cause you to want to forgive somebody, or you gotta feel like you said earlier, it was be accountable for being guilty of what you had to play in the whole situation. But I see a lot of women, they don't care if they're guilty or not. They don't even care. But I see some women saying, I'm doing my own thing. I'm in my own lane. What if your own lane is wrong?
You have no moral concept.
No moral concept about that. You in your own lane, so you doing it right because you in your own lane. You just gonna keep being ignorant. That's what they do. I mean, what you think about that, T?
But you said the key word was own lane and ignorant. Those are the key words. She's in her own lane and they ignorant. And they don't continue to be ignorant in their own lane, and they don't continue to be by themselves.
What do you think about that, Anna? Forgiveness?
As far as forgiveness goes, if you're in a toxic situation like that, honestly, I think the best way to forgive it is just find a way to go around that situation as far as doing what you got to do to get out of that situation. Like I said, I can forgive you for all the stuff you put me through, but I gotta keep moving forward for the better of me, and if you have kids, for the better of me and my kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if I can hold you accountable. If she's not accountable for herself, I mean that forgiveness only goes so far. It can be one-sided, and you can still be successful. But if it's still one-sided, like I said, it's still going to be some water that need to be treaded.
Right.
Right. And when you working on forgiveness, like you said, you can't. If that person is ignorant, you can't expect that to go through them. So you have to exit that situation. Yeah. And you can't worry about building yourself up to make a better you in that situation.
Factual.
You gotta get
out.
You gotta get out of that.
You gotta move forward.
You gotta move around. I don't care if male or female. Female, male. If they ignorant, you cannot better yourself in that situation. You gotta get out of that situation, and then you work.
At the end of the day, if you're miserable in the situation, you keeping yourself miserable because you stand there.
Yeah.
Well, hey, T, we about to wrap this thing up, baby boy, but we appreciate you for calling in and giving your input on it, man. Just make sure that, like, subscribe, bring on us. Don't forget Mancav Mondays, that's what I'm saying. MANCAV space MONDAYS. So we want to thank everybody. Hey, big shout out to the homeboy James. You want to say anything before we leave up out here, James?
Hey, just keep it godly. Amen.
And what's up with it?
Keep an open mind, don't get your damn feelings hurt.
T, you got anything to say when we get out of here, baby?
I love the show, man. Y'all keep doing what you're doing, right?
Okay. Well, hey, we appreciate y'all. Hey, this your boy Jigsaw. John Williams, a.k.a. Jigsaw Carabin, whatever you want to call me. We up out of here, Mancav Mondays. We'll see y'all next week. Part 2 of Baby Mamas and Exes. We going to have the ladies in the building. We going to get snapped off. Hey, you better be here. T, you might have to get up in there and fly in on this one. Jay, the ladies going to be in the building. It's about to get juicy. We out, Mancav Mondays, baby.